What's up guys, it's Jeremy here, and a few days ago I asked you guys on my Instagram story what kind of videos you guys want me to do in the future, and a bunch of you said to do how I edit my videos. And I actually made a video like this already, but I didn't really go on full detail on my editing area, so I thought I'd just make this video because why not? And you guys requested it. I've been editing videos for years now and I've used a lot of editing softwares, so I would say that I'm quite proficient at it. But like I said, I'm gonna go on full detail with this one, so without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing that I do is, of course, open up my editing software. I use Adobe Premiere Pro, and I've been using it for almost 4 years, you guys. And it's definitely my favorite editing software because you can do so much. I'm also gonna make a new project, and I'll call this one, potato, because why not? So my second step is importing all my clips, and usually it'll be out of order, so I go ahead and click this little arrow icon and just switch it to name so it's more organized. So now it's time to do the basic editing. So I first drag the first clip to automatically make a sequence that matches the video file, and before I cut and all that, like trimming and stuff, I like to press on this magnet icon, and I'll explain its significance in a bit, but you guys, this is so helpful. So when I find a spot to where I want to cut it, I just press C on my keyboard and click to trim it, and then I select the clip I want to trim and just press delete on my keyboard. Then I click the empty space and press delete again. And as you can see, I didn't have to drag it, and it saves me so much time. And that was basically the magnet icon, that was its purpose. Basically, you don't have to drag your file to your next file, because if you just do the magnet thingy, it just automatically does it for you. Next are my transitions. I'll be using these two clips from my August favorites video as an example because, you know, why not? But anyways, I'll start with a quick push, and you usually see this transition when I move from a certain topic or clip to the next. But basically, I just go click on effects, I type in push, and then I drag that to my clip. And to make it faster, I just minimize the duration of the effect. And also, it's really weird for me when it's just silent when it does this transition, so I like to add a sound effect. So I just go to my music file and find my whoosh sound effect, and then I will just drag that to the beginning of the clip, and it completes the transition. Another transition that you guys have asked is the zoom transition. I actually have a preset for this that I downloaded online, because if you do it manually, it takes a lot of time. So first, I have two different clips in which I want to have the transition, and I make sure that I'm in the middle of both clips. And then I would press shift on my keyboard and move to the left twice, then cut. And then I would do the same thing but to the right. And then I go to my effects panel, I type in zoom, and then I find zoom in out, and then I would just drag that to the first cut clip, and then I would go to zoom in, and then just click that, drag that to the second clip that I just cut. And then this is the result. Alright, so now let's move on to the fun side of things, because you can really get creative when it comes to stylizing your videos with cropping. So I'm going to have a picture or video as my base, and then I drag the clip I want to show on top of the other clip. And as you can see, when I drag the video file on top of the Tumblr leaf, it gets overlaid, so I would just go to Effect Controls, click Motion, and change the scale. And then I would just go to the effects panel, type in crop, and drag that to my clip. And from there, I just play around with the crop. Like, I don't really have a specific cut, you know, so I just play around to which fits best. I actually also decided to duplicate the video file and make it not black and white and do a more stylized video. Like I said, you can get really creative when it comes to these things because it's your own style of editing, and it just so happened that this is kind of like my style at the moment. And I would usually make these things in slow motion, so before I film, I make sure that I'm filming in 50 frames per second or 60 frames per second, and then I would just press Control and click, go down to speed and duration, and change it to 50%. But the clip that I'm using right now as a sample was already set in 50%, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so now moving on to text. What I do is I go to title on top, click new title, and then default still, and name it to, I don't know, whatever. Then this thing would pop up. I would then just type my text. Then I changed the font to Avenir Next. This is like my favorite font ever. and then I changed the font style to bold italic. And I usually don't like how close the letters are together, so I adjusted the kerning a bit. I also changed the color to my desire, and in this case it's like a washed mustard yellow that I just picked from this text thingy in the bottom. And then after that I centered the text so it'll be locked in the middle, and I just really like how Adobe Premiere has this option. So I just close the tab and just find the clip and drag that on top of the other clip. And the way I have my text reveal is through split slides, so I just drag that to my text layer. And that's basically how it'll look. So next is my social card, which is basically like the lower third for your social medias. I actually created mine myself, so a lot of you actually asked me if I had a preset, but I actually do not. I created it myself because I wanted to have like my own little style. But you guys, if I explain this on this video, it will probably take like forever because it's a lot of keyframing, and I used Premiere Pro and Photoshop for it. But don't worry, I will make a separate video for this alongside with my outro. But for now, this is what my social card looks like, so yeah. Alright, so now let's talk about music. A lot of you guys ask what kind of music I put on my background sometimes. Like, I get a lot of comments about this. But where I get my music is from this website called Epidemic Sound Player. But the thing is though, you do have to pay to access this audio library, but since I'm a part of a network, they offer it to us for free, so I don't get copyrighted when I use the music. And you guys, they have so much variety and so much good music. Like, this is like my favorite audio library because they honestly just have so much. But anyways, when I find a song, I just download it and place that under my clips and lower the volume to about -20 so it doesn't really overpower my talking voice. Alright, so when it comes to color correction, I rarely use presets that Adobe Premiere offers, so I would usually just like color correct it myself. So first I make an adjustment layer and place that on top of the clips, and if it's regular talking videos, I just type in fast color corrector in the effects controls and drag that to the adjustment layer. And then I would just play around, and I usually lower the saturation to about 90, and I would also move the color wheel to the blue area, and I don't really have a specific angle, so I just play around to which fits best. But when it comes to lookbooks, however, or routine videos, I usually am more extra when it comes to color correcting. So I would just go on the color panel, and it provides me so much more options. But I'm not gonna go in full detail though because I rarely use it, like I said, but these are just some of the options that they have, and as you can see, it's a lot. But I usually use this Fuji Eterna 250D preset sometimes because I like the way it looks, but then I also kind of like just lower the intensity a bit because it's too much. But sometimes when I'm really lazy, I just use one of the Lumetri presets. So the last thing that I'm going to be talking about is my outro or my end slate, and I actually created mine in Photoshop, but I'm not going to go in full detail again because like I said, I'm going to make a separate video on this. But basically I just import that to my project and placed it at the end of everything. I then import my outro song, which is Love Club by Lorde, by the way. Like, it's like the very beginning of the song, and I just changed the length of the clip to match with the duration of the song. But yeah guys, that's pretty much it, and that was basically like my brief rundown of how I edit my videos currently. Now the reason why I said currently is because my editing style is probably gonna change in the future, so I might make an updated version on this video, who knows. But finding your editing style definitely takes a while. Like, you would have to edit more videos and just play around with your creativity and just see which ones you like best, and that would be kind of like your editing style. And for me, this is it. So yeah, if you guys have any more questions, and if I didn't cover something that you want to know still, just comment them down below and I'll try my best to answer it. But anyways, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give this video a big thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos of me, please subscribe because I do make videos every Monday and Friday. And don't forget to follow me on my social medias, links are down below so you guys can check that out. But other than that, I will see you guys on Monday.